Welcome back everyone, Triple M here. Today we're looking at the Carlinkit TBox UHD. Now this is a sleek plug and play Android AI box that's going to give you a lot of options for streaming in your cars. With this box you're going to have wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, full Android 13 OS, which means that you can install any application, any APK. You can watch YouTube, watch Netflix on the go, watch your favorite movies on the go. This is a game changer for streaming in your vehicle. So this video, we're going to quickly unbox it, see what's inside. Then I'm going to run through the setup and show you what it can do. Now, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, smash the notification bell. Let's go. And also a couple weeks ago, I did a review on the Fire Drive Link, which is specifically designed for your Amazon Fire TV stick. This thing works really well. Go ahead and check that video out if you haven't done so already. All right, so there it is, Carlinkit full Android system, 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of internal storage, full Android system, navigation, video, SD support. It does have SIM card support, so you can put your chip in this directly. So on the front, you're going to have a LED, but this also doubles up as a switch between Android and CarPlay. On the side, you have USB-C, you do have your SIM slot, and you do have an SD card slot. On the back, you have plenty of ventilation. That way, your system will keep cool, and this will just allow it to air out. On the side, you're going to have this strip. That's where the HDMI port is going to be. This is going to be an HDMI out, not an HDMI in. So with this, you can connect directly to a monitor, to a television. But how I found this functional is that this gives you the ability to just use it as a regular Android box. So you can hook it up to any television. You do have another USB port on the side. And that's pretty much the overview of the box itself. Nice design, nice and sleek. In the box, we're going to have HDMI port. So this is going to just be an extension. That way you can plug it into a TV. You're also going to have a USB-A, the USB-C. Do have a SD remover tool or SIM remover. This is going to allow you to also switch between Android Auto and Apple CarPlay on the box, and I'll show you that in a little bit. And we also have a USB-C to USB-C. This is going to be your main power connection for the box as well as data. And the last thing is your user manual. It's going to tell you how to get everything set up. About the box itself, definitely worth a read. So that's all I want to go over. Let's go ahead and get it connected in the car. So here it is. I did hook it up already just to set a couple things up. But of course, just a reminder, on the side, we're going to have the main power. We're going to have the micro SD card. We are going to have a SIM card tray. If you have a mobile plan, you can go ahead and put that in there. In the front right here, and you'll see this once we boot up, there's a pinhole that is used to switch it between Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The green is going to be Apple CarPlay, blue is going to be Android Auto, and that's where you use the actual SIM remove and pin tool that was provided. On the other side, we have HDMI, we have a USB port. USB port is going to act like any USB port, guys, where you're going to be able to add keyboards, add your USB dongle, whatever USB device you want to use. And then we have the HDMI. This is an HDMI out. You will have to go into the settings to enable it. That's in case you want to do external monitor, or if you want to go ahead and just plug it into a TV, you can go ahead and do so. For the car, all you need to do is plug in one USB-C into the power. For me, you can see I have a USB port right there, another USB port right there. So essentially I can just drop it in here, click it, and hide it. The Silverados by default, when it detects an Apple CarPlay device, it will not go to full screen. However, if it's Android Auto, it will go full screen. Again, just so you guys can kind of see what it looks like. So the blue LEDs right there, it does have some other LEDs that kind of goes back and forth, as you can see there. It looks really nice. Underneath, that's where the pinhole is. It is currently on Android Auto mode. Like I said, you can put it in CarPlay mode, but for the Silverado specifically, the reason I got this one is, again, an Apple CarPlay Silverado screen does not go full screen. In Android Auto, it does. It is currently in Android Auto, as you can see. It detects this as a Pixel device / Android Auto, and you can see that's why it's full screen. So this is what the home screen is going to look like. You can see I have the maps. I have my frequently used applications right here. If I click right here, you can see all my applications. These are applications on the device. Remember that my phone is not connected currently. This is strictly what's on the device. So you can see I moved some stuff around. I have my YouTube, I have my Netflix, I have Sling, Spotify, Pluto. All of these are working. Below I have the Google Play Store, I have Waze, I have the Auto Kit, which we'll get into here in a little bit. I have my contacts, do have my car, and then I can swipe and go to other applications that's built in. So let's go into the settings first. We're gonna just make sure Wi-Fi is connected. All right, so I'm connected to the internet. Let's go back home. Again, if you have a hotspot, if you want to use your mobile hotspot, you do have both of those options. So let's check out some of the applications, then we'll get into more of the settings. Here's YouTube. All right, we'll just click on something. All right, so we'll kind of fix the quality here in a little bit. And if there's anything, I can still go in and click on my settings here. I can go to my quality. It is setting at 360. Let's change that to the high quality, and it should buffer out here in a little bit. All right, looks pretty good for the most part. One thing I noticed is I can't make it bigger, so it is kind of what it is. It just depends on the ratio of the video that you're actually seeing, but for the most part, this looks really good. Let's go back. Want to see if we can get a talking head video. That way we can kind of see the audio delay. All right, you can see it's still running here in background. Pretty cool. Let's try to find something random.
Okay. oh, Washington.
Wyoming.
All right, so that looks pretty good as well. Let's go back home. We'll just hit the home button here. So YouTube's working fine. You guys know that there is a little floating toggle right here, which you can disable, but for the most part, this lacks a back button. So if you do a double tap, you have a couple options where you can go home, you have the back, you have a microphone. So that's why I keep that around, and you can kind of move it to where you need it. Back into applications, we'll go to Netflix. Let's go to move this out of the way. And we'll just play something random here. All right, you can see Netflix is working. Looks really good. But again, I'm not going to play it just to avoid any issues. All right, so just like Android, you can swipe from the bottom. All right, again, this floating head comes in handy. Double tap. Let's go home. All right, so the apps are working, Spotify is working, Netflix is working. Everything works as long as you're connected to a network. Everything here is going to work. Let's go back into our applications. The app that I wanted to talk about that makes the full screen Apple CarPlay possible on this is called AutoKit. So with AutoKit, it's gonna basically is designed for vehicles that doesn't have wireless Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. This is meant for the device to plug into your vehicle, then you can go ahead and get wireless from the device to your phone. I'm gonna look for it on my phone. It's called TBox UHD. So here we are, full screen Apple CarPlay on the Chevy Silverado. Again, a lot of people buy this box just for this reason. You can see do have all my applications right there. I can go through, I can call, I can go to my maps, everything works. But the cool thing about this is that it is full screen, so it works really, really well. Get back to the settings, you're gonna hit car. All right, it's gonna bring you back to the main menu. Wanted to go through a couple of the settings just to kind of show you guys what's possible. So for the most part, you are gonna have all those settings that you do have in a typical Android box, guys. All right, our HDMI settings that we spoke about. So with here, this is where you can switch the HDMI on and off. So if you want to use an external monitor or run it on a TV, you do have that option as well. So this is a USB dongle for a remote that I use with Android boxes. So here's the remote. You can see works really well, guys. Move up around, go to my apps there. Even the wireless mice, you can see that it's moving. I can click on what I need to click on. Works really well. So USB can be used in that fashion. If you have media on a USB like I do right here, plug it in. So this does come with a built-in file explorer. So ES File Explorer, which is right there. Go ahead and launch that. We're going to go ahead and allow, agree. All right, so it's going to show all the storage devices. Internal, this is the external storage that I just plugged in. We're just going to grant permission to ES File Explorer. All right, we're going to allow. You really have no option with this. Go back to the SD card. All right, so here's the test folders that I normally have for this. Do have some test files here. So I have APKs. I can install APKs right away. I did run the benchmark, and we'll get into that here in a little bit. But you can see I have some videos on here. I do have a 4K video. Let's see how that handles it. We'll just play it with VLC. Just give me a quick tutorial of my controls. All right, we got it. We got it. Close. All right, so really looks amazing. Again, not a lot of options for us to make it full screen. It just depends on the video ratio that you're watching. But for the most part, this looks really good. This is playing off 4K video. So overall, this has been a good addition to my setup. Of course, you shouldn't be watching movies and videos while you're driving. That's pretty much common sense, but I figured I'll mention. I'll leave a link in the description where you can go ahead and check it out. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, smash the notification bell. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.